That old man got that tractor beam out of commission, or this is going to be a real short trip. Okay, hit
it! Hey there, collectors. Welcome to Rogue 16 Product Spotlight, a show where we get together to take an in-depth look at exciting new Star Wars collectibles. Today we are doing a special live version of the show. Thank you for joining us. We're going to be looking at a new Star Wars helmet created by RS PropMasters, and we're thrilled to be joined by the R in RS PropMasters, Rob McCormick. How you doing, Rob?
I'm good. Very good.
Great to have you on the show. I think this is second time on the show. I'm starting to. We've recorded so much lately together. I can't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah,
three maybe. Thanks for having me back anyway.
Okay.
Yeah.
Date number 3.
Yeah. We had the auction.
So great to have you. How you doing out there in the UK?
Good. Christmas is bearing down on us now, so we might be looking at the post-apocalyptic Britain once Brexit's done in a few weeks. So who knows? Who knows what the future holds?
Right.
I've got a load of stuff on my car already, just in case we end up being Mad Max. So I'm prepared.
Yeah. So do you have all your spare parts wrapped up in a Faraday cage?
Yeah, got all that. The big containers full of diesel and stuff. Yeah, I'm ready.
Right.
It's the toilet paper. It's the toilet paper you got to worry about. You got to find that toilet paper.
And the helmets to send to us too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at that great tree behind you. That looks pretty good. Can you did a good job on that, or was that a family effort or an Andrea?
That's all me. The tree is all me. I did everything on that.
Really?
Color scheme.
And I just 5 minutes. I took 5 minutes out of my schedule to throw that together.
Threw it together. Look at that thing. That's fantastic. Yeah. Beautiful.
Wow.
The colors work. It looks nice.
Andrea's shaking her head. She's trying to take the credit here, but I don't know why.
I'm half expecting her to come up and smack you in the head.
Yeah, I think she's preparing for that.
Well, in addition to Rob, I'm joined by all the usual suspects. We've got Matt and Jason and Chris. How you guys doing?
Good.
Peachy.
Fantastic.
As my family from Buffalo would say, just ducky.
Mm-hmm. Jason's a little sick, just a little bit, but we're happy to have him. So,
but his
Jason's
voice
always sick.
Yeah, it seems like that, right?
Yep.
But his voice is sexier than ever. So be sure.
The nice deep baritone.
Yeah,
I get the Nathan going on.
Yeah, Nathan Alker voice.
Yeah.
Well, as I said earlier, this is a special edition of the show. We're going to be unboxing a new helmet from RS PropMasters. It has been, we'll give you a little hint, it has been seen before, but just briefly. Rob, how long you guys been in the works on this one? Before we show everybody, how long you been in the works on this one?
It's been a long time, and it's a bit of a weird one because we're at this stage because we had the first wave prepared, and then we've sat on it nearly all year. So I think these were done around March time, and the whole reason for this happening now is we're having a good clear out in preparation for next year with the projects that we've got. And to be honest, it seems crazy to just hold them back any longer.
Yeah, that's kind of like my poor heart can't handle the idea that there are helmets sitting at your shop for almost a year that are looking for new homes. But
well, these were done. This was one of the things that we could easily do during lockdown when the pandemic very first kicked off in March. So this was one of the things that we kept people busy with, and then it was just sort of put away. But to tell you the truth, we're trying to clear out and make some space for other things, and it just seems nonsensical to have these there, and potentially anything could happen. So, although I'd rather get a complete run together, which was the original idea, we've at least got the first quarter of that done.
Yeah.
Okay. So I see that there's a lot of comments already in the chat. People looking to guess what it is, and I will say that there are a couple people out there who have guessed that it is an X-wing pilot, and we can tell everybody it absolutely is not an X-wing pilot. So you're all wrong. Sorry about that. So why don't we go ahead and reveal what it is, guys? Huh? We all got them all off camera.
It's technically not an unboxing, but that's okay.
Yeah, it's not an unboxing.
Okay.
There you go.
So it's not an X-wing helmet because it's a Y-wing helmet. Yeah, Gold Leader.
In case our names on some of our names didn't give it away. Yep, Gold Leader. This is the special signed version.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's see. Hold on, Steve. Hold on. Let me get that.
Yeah. I mean, if we go back, this meeting with Angus was probably more than a year ago now.
It wasn't a year ago you put that video out, though, right? It was only like 6 months.
No, but again, I think because we were trying to prepare the helmets, we kind of sat on that as well for quite some time.
Can you tell us a little about it, Rob? Like who Angus is and how you kind of went over and got the signature, all that?
Angus MacInnes. Yeah, he's obviously he's Dutch in the movie Gold Leader.
Mm-hmm.
And we're always looking for interesting people because it's twofold. This, if we're going to make a helmet, having the signature just kind of completes it for the collector. So from our point of view, we would like that. But then also, we're always keen on people who look interesting to me and have got a story to tell and who've had a varied career. And Angus was definitely one of those people. I watched the Elstree 76 documentary, and he stood out as one of the people who was definitely more interesting and definitely someone that I was keen to meet. So it went hand in hand from there, really. It was like, oh, I'd really like to meet him. Let's try and get in touch with him. And that's where it all moved forward from, really. So it's truth be told, it's a big excuse for me to meet one of the Star Wars heroes of mine and chat with him without being a really sad fanboy.
Yeah, realistically, Rob, I think that's the truth. I think you enjoy doing the interview perhaps more even than the. Yeah.
I would
definitely.
Definitely.
It's amazing to me, and since we've been doing the YouTube stuff, that's helped us to share it, because prior to that, we just sort of soaked that up ourselves, really. So it's really nice to now be able to share that, and with the whole experience with you guys who are watching, because you also want to get as close to these guys as possible, and that's like we all do. That's what it's all about.
Yeah. So, Matt, I don't want to step on you here. I'm just
good.
queuing this up. Rob had asked if we had the video that they had made available to show the meeting with Angus.
Right.
And so if I can figure out how to dry my screen here. So here's this was when did you guys meet? When was this, Rob?
This was it's got to be. Well, I'll tell you when it was. When we put out the video with Eddie Ford.
Okay.
It was around that time, so it's well over a year ago now.
Okay.
Because we went and met Eddie, and then Eddie actually came with us to meet Angus.
So this is
and gratitude where it's due. Eddie did teach me how to pronounce Angus's name correctly,
Okay.
which is Angus MacInnes.
Okay.
Well, how were
Well-
you pronouncing it? How are you you screwing it up? somehow?
Just sort of the way it's spelt, MacInnes. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Oh, I see. Okay. MacInnes. Okay, with that.
Rob, so this is when you could actually shake someone's hand.
Oh yeah.
Like you could actually sit next to somebody. So
Yeah.
that's cool.
You know what's nice about these videos, Rob, is I didn't know anything about him and really never paid attention, really. But your videos actually make people more interested in these actors and get to know them a little bit more and want to, find out a little bit more.
Well, there's a couple of different layers with the guys. There were people who were just extras who quite happily tell you, "Oh, it's just an extra." And I used to turn up and see what was happening at the studio. Just so happened it was this, like the late. His name's just escaped me now because I'm telling the story. But there's those people, and then there are the people who fancy themselves as serious actors, and they seem quite bitter, and that it never quite happened for them. And then there's other people like Angus that have had an amazing career.
Yeah, he's had some success in other movies as well, right? So
yeah, tends to play a bit of a bad guy thug and beat a lot of people up.
Yeah.
Plus, he was just in Rogue One too.
Yeah. Because he told us about it in the interview that he went in and re-recorded his voice for that.
Well, Rob, why don't we go ahead and take a little bit closer look at the helmet? Can you maybe hold it up and walk us through and talk a little bit about the details?
Simon would have been better for this because the paint, it's pretty much the paint department that make all the magic happen. But yeah, the X-Wing is an interesting helmet because for us, we usually do everything as per the screen. But on this one, we went with the lining and the ear cups and stuff, which is much more kind of the EFX kind of look that they went for. And that's mostly because the inside, even if you go screen accurate, is still quite untidy and messy. And we had the X-Wing helmets for some time and didn't make any of the variants at all because we didn't really know what we were going to do with the inside. And once we decided on this finish, it all kind of came together and worked. And
yeah, that's a real nice touch, Rob. I really like the fact that there's a nice, comfortably wearable helmet. It's a little bit tight for my big noggin, but
I don't even try.
It has got a lot of flex in the helmet.
Yeah, it does.
And that's and the ear muffs, obviously it's all repositionable. So yeah, I have heard people say, "Oh, it's kind of a bit small, and should it be that small?" But
that's what she said.
The lining and the ear muffs are a slight deviance from the screen prop, and I think that's where you get some of that size issues. If you pull those ear muffs out, there's absolutely tons of room in there.
You don't want to pull them. You don't want to pull the muffs out.
They're on Velcro.
Keep the muffs right where they are.
Yeah.
Rob, I have a question, Rob. So on the grid pattern here, there are scratches like in a circle, okay, on both sides.
Yeah.
What is the story behind that?
This is just based on reference images and trying to recreate that look from the movie.
Yeah, it almost looks like a removal of like a squadron emblem.
Yeah, of the
one underneath, maybe.
Of the decal. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Like
really
they
cool.
took one and painted over it or something. It is actually interesting. When I saw that, I thought it was a nice added touch.
Yeah, it's a cool touch to it.
Yeah, I think that's great. I wonder if the sticker was on previously, like over the top, or had been underneath and they painted over it.
Now, I know we talk a lot about the team, but what you're looking at there is what we like to call one-upmanship.
Okay.
So the people who are, or the paint department. So I think Becca and Simon are mostly to take the credit for this one. When they're looking at it, it's not just a case of, well, we could paint it, we'll get away with just painting the grid. They're looking at it because they want to go that much better than each other. So that, you know, people thrive off each other.
Well, yeah, sure. Yeah, no doubt. I mean, and thank you guys. Thank you guys for competing against each other, because that's great. But I guess I'm wondering is the original prop from the movie, was it something that had a sticker placed over the top and they decided to remove it, or was it underneath and they painted over it? What do you think?
I think it was underneath and they painted over it.
Yeah, that seems to make sense. Sure.
I think they all started off life as kind of the background stunt helmet with the blue decals on there.
Okay.
It's not a very popular one because it's just a plain helmet with the blue decals on. But I think they took those and then they repainted the different designs on there.
Yeah. Hey, Rob, let me ask you a question. This is something that's been bothering me forever. Can you explain to me, all these helmets have this. Can you explain to me why these helmets have two mics in them? They have this really nice mic, and then they have this like Cat 5 cable.
This is the back of the headset. So the mic wasn't built into the helmet. It was a separate headset that was in there, and this was the cable that came off of it.
Oh.
So that hangs down? Oh, so that's supposed to be connected to something?
Yeah, if we had prepared, we could have got a picture of Luke in the gunner's cockpit on the Falcon. You know, from the Don't Get Cocky scene?
Yeah.
That headset is what would be underneath this helmet.
Oh, I see. Okay.
I had always thought that this was a second mic, and I could not figure out why they would put such an ugly-ass mic in addition to the regular one. It's a cable. Oh, my gosh.
This was because it was 40 years ago. We didn't have Bluetooth or Wi-Fi.
Right.
Everything was connected by cable.
I remember those days.
So Rob, to continue with that question, though, when you look at the difference between X-Wing Luke and Snowspeeder Luke, or even an ESP in general, like wedges, for example, this particular mic, the main one, tends to not be there, and then this is used as the mic piece, right?
Is it on the opposite side?
Yeah, it comes on this side instead, but this piece is actually used as the mic.
I always thought it was a way to connect to the ship that they were in.
I think initially that's what it's implied, but I think in ESB they got rid of the hard mic and used the cable with the metal tip.
I think for the ESB the mic is on the other side, and it's a smaller mic, and then the actual end piece, this tip, is missing from it, so it's just like a silver cylinder sticking out the bottom, so it's probably a little less noticeable.
Okay. That's interesting. I love learning the differences.
It's hysterical because ever since I started getting these helmets, I have been tucking that away inside the helmet. You couldn't look at it because I hate it. You know?
No, that's the thing, because you've got the option to do that. Whereas if we left it off, it would be off.
Yeah, right.
But it's on there, so it's total. And this is the other thing. It's totally your choice. It's, at the end of the day, it's your helmet, and if you prefer it that way, then why not?
Rob, now that I know what it is, now I want to display it with it hanging out.
Well, see, Steve's been.
I can't believe you haven't yet.
The problem is Steve's been cutting them off. That's the problem. So he's got to go glue them back on.
It looks like it's just a piece of Cat 5 networking cable. Is that what it is?
That's what it looks like.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Good spot on that.
Yeah, I even see maybe a little bit of it says quantum. I see a little bit of writing on the end of it. It says quantum. Yeah, so you might still have the manufacturer's printing on it itself.
Well, you must have got one of the really good ones. I've got nothing on this.
Yeah, I love it. Oh yeah, yours is special, Steve.
or I need glasses.
Yeah.
I always,
how often?
I always pose mine. Sorry, Chris, like this, like coming out the back.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay.
How often do you have people write you asking questions like that? Like, what is this cable here? Why is this way?
Listen to Chris. How often do you have morons that don't know what they're talking about?
Well, I might just say all of us
every
have
now and then,
different
but
opinions.
that's the interesting thing, and I'd rather people did ask than not. So
Yeah, we all had different opinions on what it was, and
Yeah.
of course I was right. But you know,
Of course, Chris.
yeah.
of course,
I mean, when we start a piece like this, because we'd not made one before, I would just be the fanboy, and I'd been watching it and I've seen it, and then we would look at the reference photos, and then you start asking questions. Why does this do this? Why is that like that? And then that's when you see similarities with the costume department as a whole, how they've dealt with an issue or an application or how to make something work. And you start seeing that replicated throughout other costumes. And then that's quite interesting, because when you come up against something new, then your brain switches into that gear, and you think, right, how would they have done it on this? Could that apply to this? And then you start to work out how other things are done as well.
Yeah. So what do you think, Rob, what was probably the most interesting part of this helmet when you were making it? Anything particular stand out to you as something that you liked that was different than others, or anything in particular?
I really love the perspective of the grid. And no, I'll rephrase that. I really love watching the guys in the paint room work out the perspective of the grid.
Okay.
So that's the fun part. And on this particular helmet,
Well, it's a unique geometric pattern if you look at it, and then each one has 3 darker boxes.
Mm-hmm.
So
is it different?
And
is it different than Biggs?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, I don't have Biggs, so
yeah. It's a different style. Biggs is more like a checkerboard, and this is more like the look of the displays.
That's what I was going to ask. Do you think that this was meant to resemble a cockpit display or something like that, where they're?
I'm not sure they've come up with it, but to me it looks like that kind of design.
Yeah.
What makes this one special to me?
Go ahead, sorry.
What makes this one special to me is it was actually the first video I watched of yours. That's why I wanted it so bad. Like, this is what kicked me off of RS.
Really?
Well, Andrea told me you wanted a Y-wing helmet.
I wanted both.
This is the one, guys.
This is the Y-wing.
This is the new. This is the Y-wing.
This is what we're talking about. This is that grid that to me is what it resembles.
Huh.
Yeah, I mean, definitely has got that same design aspect. And then there's other things as well in the Rebel briefing room with the screens they've got, and that whole look. This just fits with it really nicely.
Yeah,
this one in particular, as opposed to some of the other designs that are out there.
Yeah,
there's an interesting
one of the things I really like about this is I love this sticker here.
Yeah, isn't that neat?
And I love the fact that on this side it's the same sticker upside down.
Upside down, yeah.
Is it real?
Yeah.
Is that what they did?
Yeah, I like that.
So creative.
It kind of looks like Mercury's wings. Is that what that's supposed to be reflecting, like a Mercury's wing kind of thing?
I don't know anything about the design on that.
Yeah,
how it's come about.
If you ever see like a statue
and the eye.
Yeah,
but I love the way that you would expect it to be handled, and it's not.
Huh. So if you look at Mercury, like the wings that he has on his helmet, or like the headpiece he has, this kind of looks like an Art Deco kind of version of what that would look like, right?
I would love that to turn out to be a found part, but I guess we'll never know.
A found part, like
just an off the shelf sticker.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Huh. Interesting. Well,
That
it's
would be nice.
yeah,
And these are based on the successful
let's see.
missions, I believe. The circles
Yeah,
and the
chevrons,
V's.
the chevrons that are there.
Yeah.
So you think that stands for what? Oh yeah, and then on the other side, they've got a gold one, huh?
Yeah. But then that story kind of doesn't stack up unless Luke's flying with a dead guy's helmet.
Yeah, well, maybe it was. It was kind of last minute, right? Maybe they just said, "Hey, here, guy, here's a helmet we have lying around for you to use," right? So
Yeah. But you're too important to have just the white one with the blue blue rebel insignias on.
yeah. Huh.
This is my favorite of the three I have. I like that it's very weathered. There's a lot of weathering on it.
Is it more weathering, Chris, than the other two?
Yeah, it is.
I think the idea behind that is he's the leader, so he's done the most missions and he's been around the longest, and he's one of the guys.
And he's kind of let hygiene go. He doesn't care about hygiene anymore. He just just let
He doesn't have time because every waking moment he's in the cockpit killing and destroying. So I mean, that's pretty cool.
The Y-Wings remind me of like the station wagon compared to like the hot rod of the X-Wing.
Yeah.
What's interesting too, Chris, is if you look at the wedge, the greens are completely different.
Oh, the wedge, yeah.
It's so much darker. Yeah, it's like a forest green, but this is more of like almost like a dark olive green.
Yeah.
I love the tones on this, especially the sticker. I like how it's that tealish green color.
Yeah.
This is my favorite one.
So there is a comment in the window here about having the same helmet on order with another company. So
you'll never see that.
That's
that isn't coming.
That's a big concern, and I certainly don't think it's a signature that comes with it, right?
No.
That's an Novos. That's a Novos. They'll never see that.
It's gotta be a Novos, yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
It's going over for a couple of years.
I had the Novos Sand Trooper, and it was an okay enough helmet for me. I thought it was okay, but I had that long before I started getting the RS, and I just think that I just think you're in a different world when you go.
Well, listen, we don't. Yeah, the good thing is we don't need to shit on a Novos. A Novos makes a good quality helmet. It's just different. It doesn't.
That's what I meant by a different world. It's like I would say what a Novos is more of a glam type of helmet, whereas
oh, he's skipping. You're skipping.
Everybody else, you're the only one who's skipping. Actually, Matt.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's your fault.
Okay, maybe I'm skipping. Everyone else is.
Yeah, you were frozen. Everybody else was moving. But anyway, I think a Novos is meant to be more of a glam shot, whereas the RS helmets are more accurate and more detailed. Although on this one, they did take a little bit of liberty, but I understand why with the interior of the helmet. I think that was a good decision. When you say it was rough inside, what did you mean, Rob?
It's just got like a piece of foam in there, and then I think they improved that slightly so it was more of a molded to fit. But again, it was still just a piece of foam.
Yeah.
Are we talking like Stormtrooper foam, like the star in the inside?
It's more like sort of a shaped expanded foam to fit inside. So whether it was based on the lining of the donor helmet or something. But that's it. There's that little reference and information, and even if we did have good reference and information, it still kind of looks less than perfect.
Were you able to actually get your hands on this helmet, or just photographs, or
photographs on this one? Okay. I don't know if this one's still in the archive, or I know some of the helmets were repainted. So where this is, you're giving me a load of questions here. I'm going to have to go and find the answers, because now, if I don't know, I need to find out for myself. I don't know if you can hear my dogs fighting.
Yeah, that's crazy, dude. He's really going for it.
We've just had a new addition to the family, so.
Oh, cool.
It's a bit tender at the moment with introducing a new dog.
So, go ahead, Matt.
I was going to say, is he humping that toy or is he squeezing it? Is he actually biting it?
I think one's trying to dominate one of the other dogs by saying, "This is mine."
We can never say PG, huh?
I love it.
So we'll be humping them sooner than later.
So Rob, let's talk about a little bit of the details now about, when is this going to be available? How many are you going to make? When are they going to start shipping? That sort of thing.
Okay, we're trying our damnedest to not be doing pre-orders because we've got so much on, and that's why these have sat there. But we've come to the point where we seriously need to create some space, and that's why the first 25 less your 4 will be made available. I think a couple of people who've been emailing have been emailed to say it's about to happen. So anybody feel free to drop an email. Andrea's going to kill me. And then depending on that, I mean, what I would like to do is ship the ones that are done, which will all be going before Christmas, and because they're ready and they have been since about March time, April time. And then depending on the demand, we'll look at whether or not we want to line people up. I would probably just line people up and have a list rather than take deposits or, get into all of that, because we're really, really trying to avoid the stigma and the nonsensicalness about doing it that route.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So
all of them will
there are some available, which I could say they would ship Monday, but they won't do because we've got quite a tight shipping schedule now up to the end of the year to get rid of as much as we can before the Brexit, and so we're quite tight on that. But they are prepared and they will be leaving before Christmas.
Yeah.
So this was
Steve, you're on mute. Sorry.
We did a video with you a while ago where you kind of really dragged this out of me, and you've sort of preempted this, and that's why that's why you guys have got them, and why the other helmets are coming out.
Yeah.
Before
Okay. Yeah. If we have any kind of indication at all that you're working on a helmet, we're going to start pounding on you to get it released. So you can be sure of that.
We're like junkies.
So.
Did you, Rob? Did you say I might have missed it? Did you say how many you're making?
I think we've got around 25. I'm going to edge on the side of caution and say 25 less the 4 that you've got. So there is a small number finished, ready to ship, which can be with people before Christmas.
But will you be making more after that?
Yes, the whole run is the standard 100, which is what we would usually do for a signature edition, and the other 75 are not complete yet, but they will be done. That's all going to be taking place next year. We've got some other Y-wing helmets that are taking a bit of a precedence at the moment.
Yeah.
For sure.
So my last question is probably the most important question out of all of them. Who got the lowest number, guys?
I don't.
Did you see?
I don't know what number I got.
It's on the card.
I got number 1.
Did you?
No.
There's no way. Yeah. So speak up, guys.
I think I got the last. I got number 5.
Okay. Good.
I got 4.
All right, Matt, you get 2.
What's that?
Did you get number 2?
No.
It's on the card.
It's on the big card.
signature.
Yeah, I don't have the big card.
Yeah.
I see now. I see now why Steve's asking.
Yeah, because I got number 3, and I'm like, whose house do I have to go rob to get the earlier number?
I probably got number 2.
You probably did, you little bastard.
Yeah, it must be Matt. I've got to say, I've got one on the table here with me for the video. This is not my one, and I usually get them dead last. So you guys have all got this before me.
Hey Rob, we have somebody asking if there's a link in order to purchase the helmet, or is this something that they can just email in?
It's going to be depending on all the emails that come back from sort of the invites and the people who've already been asking previously. It will go on the website if we get to that stage.
Okay.
Yeah.
But the best thing to do is drop Andrea an email at info@rspropmasters.com.
And remember, it's Saturday night.
Oh yeah, she just said, remember it's Saturday night.
She probably wants to change her name. Everybody's like, email Andrea, send email and Andrea.
But, yeah, she said she's running low on email, so she'd love a full inbox.
We'll have to start loading her up.
But yeah, Copper especially, you should definitely hit them up and pick that up and maybe cancel that. I'm not saying the Novos would be bad. I'm just saying that you might not actually get the Novos version.
That's the big problem.
That's
right?
the concern. That's the concern.
Look, I have a couple of Novos helmets, and I love them. I'm very happy with them.
Yeah.
Right. But that you have to get them, and ordering from them direct is a crapshoot.
You're throwing your money away.
Honestly, the best case scenario in my mind is that anything original trilogy, RS is the way to go. Anything like outside of that, because they don't really make much outside of that, really. So, you can find things with other people, and a Novos is great if you can get it from somebody. If you can get it from if you can get it with, somebody has it and you can get it on eBay or through a group, then you're going to get your helmet. Otherwise, it's just not.
Listen, just buy from RS.
Yeah. Rob, do I have the email address right on the screen?
That's the one.
Okay, very good. Okay, well, guys, we're gonna wrap this up now because we have a little surprise for y'all. We're gonna go ahead and stop this live stream, and then we're gonna start up a new one. And this is kind of impromptu. We just decided to do that this morning. We're gonna talk about the new series that Disney has announced. We're going to give our first impressions about the themes and the limited trailers that we've seen and all that. So as I said, we're going to stop this and start a new one. But I want to kind of give everybody one last chance to say something, and then we'll end it. We'll start with Jason, since he's looking at his phone there. Go ahead, Jason.
What is it that you're asking?
Do you have any last words or comments to add to the discussion?
So I do actually. For this particular helmet, I gotta say, I know that for some people, for an X-wing, Y-wing, etc. in this style, can be one and done. Whether it's Luke, Red 5, etc. I'm really enjoying collecting these, and I plan on going in just a little further on this particular line of I say squadron helmets. You guys call the pilot helmets, but I'm really, as I start to receive them and have them in hand, I'm really enjoying the sort of the differences and the colors and the designs and the schemes, and it's actually making me, which I've done a few times in the last few months as I've received the helmets, revisit the movies. And pay closer attention to them, and I'm actually enjoying them a little bit more. And I'm finding that something that was sort of arbitrary to me before, just somebody passing by, getting blown up, or whatever it may have been, I'm starting to connect a little bit more with it as well. So I'm really enjoying these for sure, on a whole nother level, both with the accuracy and just the overall detail, color, and display ability of these. So yeah, thank you guys over at RS. This has been fantastic, and I'm enjoying this transition, this journey of collecting.
Okay, Chris, how about you, man?
So at first, when I started collecting RS, I was just getting like troopers, and I wasn't planning on getting the pilot helmets. But the more I looked at them, I realized that there's a skill there. There's an art form to it, and they actually have the most detail and skill to them. Paint wise, it takes some skill to paint these things, whereas just to weather up some stormtroopers, it's really great. And I have 3, and I have more coming, and I'll probably order some more. So as long as I have some room, I want all the X-wing helmets.
Yeah.
And Y-wing helmets too. I want a complete set of those too.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chris, that's the same with me now. I think that it would be an amazing display to just get them all and then just kind of show them all as one big grid or something like that. Kind of like the art of Star Wars, for me, that's my final word is this is inspiring me to go after more. So
there's more art to these than any other helmet in Star Wars.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Yeah.
Every one of them has a personality. Every one of them had a little part of the show, right? Just that couple of seconds of fame in some cases. And I'm looking forward to collecting them all from this point forward. Matt, how about you? Any last comments?
Well, I have a lot of X-Wing helmets. So this is gonna go in the case. I'm gonna pull out the Biker Scout. Pull that out and put this guy in there, and Red 5 is gonna go in the middle, and then if I can find an actual Y-wing helmet, that'll go in there as well. We'll see, and then kind of go from there.
Very good.
So I love them. They're great.
And of course, the last word over to Rob. Any last thoughts, Rob?
Okay, cool being with you again, guys. It's getting to be a little bit regular, and I'm not complaining. And when I'm not with you guys, I'm watching you guys. So keep it up. I'm enjoying it.
We appreciate that.
Get well, Jason.
Thank you, Rob.
Hope you have a speedy recovery. And just thanks for having me, guys. It's been fun as always.
Yeah. As always, Rob, thank you for being on the show. You definitely are bringing extra element to this discussion that we all enjoy. Without you, we're just about 4 guys talking shit, and with you, it's kind of like we're 5 guys who talk shit but know a little bit more about what they're talking about.
Shout out to Ryan and Dennis as well. I've seen them in the chat there.
Nice.
Okay. Yeah, Ryan said, "Love you, long time, Rob." And
yeah.
Dennis says, "Thanks for introducing me to RS." Yeah,
cool. Very good.
Fantastic. So
okay.
I would like to share Rob very quickly. If I think the rest of the group can share this as well. If we had a nickel for every time we get a message, either every day or every other day throughout the week that, hey, I just bought my first RS helmet, or thanks for the chat, I just picked up my first piece, and it's fun and exciting to see that other people are enjoying it for what it's worth, for its value.
Yeah, Jason, it's like, hey, our channel is actually doing some good, right? Other than just wasting people's time, right?
Exactly.
Or helping them fall asleep. What is our motto now? There are worse things I could be doing with my time.
Yeah.
Worst things to do on a Friday night.
Worst things to do on a Friday night, which is going to be our T-shirt, Rob. We're going to get. There are worse things you could do on a Friday night. That's
count me in on that, definitely.
It's nice that we're helping people improve their collections, right, and improve the hobby for them. So
yeah, I'm glad you said that, because the amount of hate I still get for the Black Series Boba Fett helmet from our YouTube channel is quite insane. I've never had death threats before, but that was quite fun.
Matt came close when he called the Hot Toys a doll one time. He'll never do that again.
Yeah. I've stuck my foot in my mouth a couple times.
I remember back in the old days when I was little kid, like 8 or 9 or something, and I had the Action Man. I think you call it G.I. Joe over there.
Yeah.
We had the Action Man, and my mum described it as a doll, and I remember just feeling
the heart just sunk.
Yeah, it just destroyed me. It's like, it's not a doll, it's an action figure.
Well, on that note, we're going to disconnect this live stream, and I'm going to go live on another one in probably 2 minutes. So go ahead and look for that, guys. We will talk to you later. Bye.
Okay.